This was inevitable as the Yankees dropped game one after stellar pitching and clutch moments from the Boston Red Sox, and the skipper is getting ridiculed for this one mistake that could cost the Yankees their 2025 season. What is that mistake? Well, we'll get right into it on Yankees Digest. What's going on, guys? Alex Brooks back here on Yankees Digest, giving you guys that daily dose of Yankees content every day of the week. The Yankees dropped game one against the Boston Red Sox, and their backs are against the wall here for game two, and we'll have all of that recapped here on Yankees Digest. But before we get right into this video, if you guys are not subscribed, if you're not a part of the 29% who are subscribed to this channel, you guys better hit that subscribe button, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this wild card series, your reactions, everything that you think of. You can put in those comments and let me know your thoughts. I am really interested to see what you guys think regarding this game one loss. And as we get right into this recap of this game one, we got to start off with the pitching. The pitching showed up for both teams. Max Fried was completely dominant today. He was really showing why he is an ace in this league. Obviously, Gerrit Cole goes down at the beginning of the season. You're thinking, oh no, we don't have someone who can take that ace role. Well, Max Fried just showed it in this game one, and he went toe-to-toe with a guy who, outside of Tarek Skubal, should be the Cy Young Award winner in Garrett Crochet. And Garrett Crochet, after giving up that home run to Anthony Volpe today, he absolutely delivered. And you got to tip your cap to the opponent sometimes. Garrett Crochet was just on. He was showing that the lights were not too bright for him, and he was completely dominating every single inning and really making the Yankees look like fools. It didn't matter if they were doing an all-righty lineup. If they had lefties in there, he was dominating them from start to finish. And, going into this series, that was something that I was scared of regarding Garrett Crochet and how the Yankees would be able to go toe-to-toe for that. But the guy who really impressed me was Max Fried, and he definitely showed why he is one of the top pitchers in the MLB and that can go toe-to-toe with anyone that is facing him. But a guy who is being very ridiculed right now is Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone, in the biggest moments, always finds a way to mess it up. And I do not understand from a perspective where you're looking at it. When you're looking at that seventh inning, there was no runners on. There was an out that Max Fried was able to get Jarren Duran out, and then Boone takes him out to after he pitches 102 pitches. That was the mistake. You put in Luke Weaver, he gives up the go-ahead runs, and the Yankees don't end up scoring after that. When you're looking at that, that is a decision that blows up right in your face. And when you're looking at it, one out, you got to at least give Max Fried another out to play with. You got to give him another batter because he was dominating that lineup from start to finish. As well as Garrett Crochet was pitching, Max Fried was matching him inning for inning, batter for batter. So when you're looking at it, when you're looking at what Max Fried was able to do, he was able to get that long of a leash to get another batter. If he gives up a base hit, then you go after a Luke Weaver to try to get a ground ball double play. But giving up the reins to the bullpen, it just seems like Aaron Boone can never push the right button, especially in a big game, and it costed him today and might have costed him the season as they get ready for game two. And Boone had to talk about post-game of his decision. He said about taking out Max Fried in the seventh inning, he said they pressured him pretty good in the fourth, fifth, and sixth and had a couple base runners each inning. I felt like he cruised through the first few and thought he pitched great, but I felt like we had to work pretty hard. I wanted him to go out and get Duran and felt like we were lined up to go to the bullpen. And I definitely think that there is just that decision that you have to make. It is a hard decision. Don't get me wrong. But when you're looking at it, Max Fried is at 102 pitches. You think, okay, he looks gassed, but give him enough. Give him another batter. Give him more in your trust in him to get out of that inning and completely dominate. And Max Fried talked about what he thought about getting taken out of that game in the seventh inning. He said, I definitely exerted a lot of energy trying to get out of that, but I definitely had enough in the tank for whatever the team needed. And that's something that you want to expect out of your ace pitcher in Max Fried. You want to know that he has so much left in the tank. And even though his control was a little all over the place in compared to Crochet, he was able to get out of tough situations again and again and again. And that's what you want to see out of your ace. And it was a great thing to see from Max Fried today. And just looking at the stats, 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. You can't really get much better than that. You can't, especially in a playoff game against the Boston Red Sox, your hated rival, a team that is very, very pesky and has had the Yankees number over the past 20 years and on. And it seems like now with Aaron Boone taking out Max Fried, he's getting ridiculed, and rightfully so, because it was something where you need to make sure that you can set up your guys. And credits to the Boston Red Sox. They were able to get Gerrit Cole out there and then go out to Chapman. So they couldn't let Ben Rice get off of the bench and add a spark for the New York Yankees. And, it's something where you look at it with the Boston Red Sox right now, they're 9-1 over their last 10 playoff games against the Yankees. And I mean, it has just been downright embarrassing, especially in your home ballpark. And I think that's something that you really want to see from going into game two. The Yankees dropped game one in embarrassing fashion. You can't have 2 innings, the start of the game and the end of the game. You can't strand runners with no outs. Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge, they did what they needed to do in the first and ninth inning, and that's get on base, and nothing to show for it. 0 outs, bases loaded against Chapman. You have the story. You have the game in hand right there. If you get a base hit, you are tying the game and most likely winning the game after that. But not being able to put away this game and put the pressure on Boston with knowing that they don't really have another starter to go with outside of Bello and Crochet. Now Boston obviously has the advantage and puts the Yankees against the wall. And when you're looking at the pitching matchup for tomorrow, it is Carlos Rodon versus Brian Bello. And something that I really saw from Alex Cora just looking at his post-game press conference, he was saying how Bello was pitching really good in Yankee Stadium. And honestly, I think it's just my Yankees bias coming out, but like I do not want to hear that. I don't want to hear the opposing manager saying, "We love Yankee Stadium. We love coming here. We love to just have these guys pitch here because we have a lot of success." If I'm Aaron Boone and I'm the New York Yankees, I want to be pissed off by that and really show why we are the New York Yankees and why playing in Yankee Stadium should be tough. And coming off tomorrow or going into tomorrow, you got to make sure that you can take the home field advantage back. And having Carlos Rodon, he's got to pitch like an ace. He's got to pitch like the circumstances right now. The season is on the line. You got to pitch like an ace, and you got to make sure that your offensive bats can help you every step of the way. It's going to be interesting to see what Carlos Rodon is able to show up. If he's able to go a lot of innings, just give him that long leash. He'll be able to figure it out and then go to the bullpen when needed. And for the offensive bats, they got to wake up because Gerrit Crochet shut them down today. They got to make sure that they can tee off on Bello and get back in the series and force a game three and force a really intriguing game three to go to the American League Division Series. But that's going to do it for another edition of Yankees Digest. Appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Let me know your comments down below. I want to see what you guys think regarding game one and Aaron Boone's decision, as well as game two, and what you guys think is going to happen for the rest of the series. But that is going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy game two. Hopefully the Yankees can get back in this series and we can have another recap here going into game three, a do or die game two and game three coming up. And as always, guys, let's go Yankees. Let's get game two and let's set this series up.